So, this conversation between Vi and Cait at the end of season 2, episode 3, initially didn't make sense to me. Like, why was this 1 minute confrontation the thing that broke Vi? It seemed like a pretty emotionally disproportionate response. It felt like it would have made more sense if, Cait had actually shot the kid. Like, really, after all these two have been through together, this is what breaks them? Really? I mean, okay, I guess from Cait's perspective, this makes sense. She needs a partner, a misfit like her. Someone who trusts her completely, someone who knows she never misses. And she also needs somebody who she can absolutely trust. And Vi, by nature of blood and hesitation, has proved herself multiple times not to be that person. Even after that big talk about taking the shot, that kiss, Vi still hesitates. But from Vi's perspective, this fight really doesn't make sense.
That was a kid. What if you missed?
I wasn't going to miss.
What's wrong with you?
What? Vi was not at all disturbed by collateral damage in season 1.
You didn't have a choice. He knew what he was signing up for. One dead kid? There's hundreds more where he came from.
But Cait isn't even allowed to take a shot when there might be collateral damage? I don't know, it feels a little hypocritical. And even more confusingly,
It's her blood in your veins.
Then why are you the one acting like her?
why would she compare Cait to Jinx here? I mean, Cait's driven, but she's not chaotically dangerous. She's not descending into madness or threatening to implode. She's grieving, but she's not completely shattered. She feels guilt, but not guilt over being malformed, which is what Jinx is. She has not lost her sense of justice or her principles or her identity. Her prejudice against Zonites that she had in the previous season has been deepened and reinforced, but again, it's not something that's completely new to Season 2 Cait. The threads were all there. There really is not anything here that feels particularly Jinx-ish. About Cait. So, where on earth does this Jinx accusation come from? A better way to frame this might be to ask how Vi sees Jinx, and a good place to look for this is the tea party sequence. Some facts we find here. Vi believes Jinx is genuinely a monster that would casually behead Vi's pseudo-girlfriend. Vi really doesn't have any concept of what lines Jinx would or would not cross. She literally summons the monsters that made Jinx in a very misguided attempt to push out Silco's influence and bring back Powder, even after Jinx literally told her that Silco was not the one that made Jinx. Vi also doesn't understand what Jinx is looking for from her, at all. No idea how to get the tea party to a happy ending. And this scene is also where we find out that the Powder-Jinx dichotomy is a much more discrete separation for Vi than it is for anyone else.
Remember who you are, I know! You remember!
I.e., no part of Powder is contributing to the entity that is Jinx. Whereas Silco at least views Powder as the thing Jinx must evolve from. Even Jinx views accepting herself as a very clear choice. She was prepared for the tea party to go either way. And, this perspective sort of makes sense for Vi. She left this cute, helpless-ish little girl and came back to hyper-competent, violent, volatile little girl. It really feels like there is a massive gap there, right? There is a difference between Powder and Jinx, right? Hear me out. No. What if I told you that there is absolutely no difference between Jinx and Powder, other than the fact that Jinx is the fullest expression of Powder? There's a ton of surface evidence for this. Jinx really is the epitome of a stuck character. Her little kid drawings that haven't changed, her bomb character designs that haven't changed, her hair is little kid pigtail braid hair. She even hangs out with the same kids, even though they are dead. But then also there is this scene. Vi leaves Powder behind to go do important Vander-saving mission. And here, before the bombing that went wrong, before Silco, before Vi slaps her, we get a full-fledged Jinx response. This reaction, this terrifying need that Powder is exhibiting here, is the true core of both Powder and Jinx, because they are the same person. She needs to be needed, needs to never be left behind, needs to feel completely and unequivocally accepted, even if she is malformed, especially if she is malformed. Jinx is not a transformation. She is an unearthing. So, if Powder and Jinx are the same, and Vi doesn't understand Jinx at all, did Vi ever really understand Powder? Hear me out. No. There is a ton of surface evidence for this. There are so many easy things that Vi could have done to help Powder become more resilient and stable, and she just didn't. She claimed that what made Powder different made her special, and then never helped her take advantage of her specialness. She tried to encourage Powder to grow in a very Vi direction, get good at parkour, hand fighting. Powder could have been unbelievably helpful with a pistol, or if they used her to plan, or set traps. But Vi never played to Powder's strengths, never allowed her to be useful, never gave her autonomy. And lo and behold, Powder became an obsessively codependent person who thought she was useless and would eventually be abandoned. Crazy how that just happens sometimes. But then also there is this scene. Vi leaves Powder behind to go do important Vander-saving mission. If Vi had ever understood those acute needs that Powder had, the need for unconditional acceptance, need to be useful, need to never be left behind, she would have known that Powder's emotional needs ran so deep that they trumped Powder's physical safety, that it would be so much more damaging, more permanently scarring for Powder to be hurt emotionally than it would for her to be hurt physically. She would have anticipated this reaction from Powder, would have known that Powder would have followed regardless of what Vi said. She would have known that leaving Powder behind would break her. For the record, Vi 100% loves Powder. She's just a little clueless generally.
I watched them kill my parents. Do you have any idea how that feels?
Yes, I do.
And it just so happens that Vi's particular brand of cluelessness is really, really tragically destructive. It almost single-handedly destroyed her relationship with Powder. But at least that's the only relationship her obliviousness will ruin, right? Right? I mean, she does understand some people, right? I mean, she at least understands Caitlyn, right? The one person she has gotten emotionally intimate with after being imprisoned, right? Hear me out. No. There's a lot of surface evidence for this. Vi spends a lot of the first season being surprised by Caitlyn. She seems to be under the impression that Caitlyn is a sweet, helpless little cupcake who will be eaten alive by more capable, more dangerous people. She doesn't expect Cait to adapt to the Undercity as quickly as she does, doesn't expect her to be able to keep up with her as she runs through the city, doesn't expect her to blend in at the brothel, doesn't expect her investigation to be as sophisticated as it is, doesn't expect Cait to be able to save her from Savika, doesn't expect Cait to be able to heal her either, which, you know, it is okay to be surprised by people when you're getting to know them, but as we know, Vi is a little bit slow. So, despite all the evidence that Cait has given Vi that she's precise, controlled, driven, intelligent, capable, adaptable, constant, stable, that she never misses, second season Vi still somehow thinks that Cait will not be able to handle a raid on the Undercity without her, that Cait needs protecting still.
You need to find a way to call off the invasion.
What?
This battle was on your soil. Down there, you'll be on their terms.
In fact, Vi feels the need to protect Cait so desperately that she is willing to go back on everything else she believes in and become an enforcer. What is preventing Vi from seeing Cait for what she is? What is she seeing in this relationship instead of Cait? What if I told you that the first character to clock Vi's relationship with Cait is not Vi or Cait? It's not even a character who knows Vi or Cait. It's Savika, of all people.
No need. It's your sister. She's back. She's looking for you. It's not what you think. She's with some girl enforcer. Guess she replaced you.
Caitlyn really is Vi's Powder 2.0. From a surface level, this makes sense. Or at least to Vi's tragically himbo brain, it makes sense. Or herbo? No. I'm gonna use himbo. Himbo sounds better. Sorry, Vi. Look! Is sweet blue-haired girl. Uses gun just like Powder. Is sheltered. Is innocent. Is bad at parkour. Is cupcake. Needs protecting. Hey, Vi really has got just the one relationship setting. Observe! The most intimate, potentially romantic scene for the two of them in the entire first season.
You did all this yourself? Without even going down there? And I thought Powder could get obsessed. Me and Powder used to share a bed like this. Except maybe half the size.
I mean, that's definitely in the top 10 things to say to your crush in her bed when you want things to heat up. But seriously though, through their entire conversation, if you can call it a conversation, it's just Vi talking about Powder. And, you know, it's understandable. It's where Vi's brain is at. She's been through a lot with Jinx in the last episode. But to have this be the most intimately emotional scene these two have, and to have it demonstrate that the main thing Cait can help Vi with is to overcome her Powder trauma, hey, Cait doesn't even get the dignity of being friend-zoned. She's being kid sister-zoned. It's why there's no kiss here. Kiss would be really weird with little sister. But hey, a little sister relationship isn't the worst thing that a relationship can be, right? At least Vi's blindness means that she will never be able to see Cait as anything worse than Powder, right? Right? See, this is where I should have a hear me out no moment, but Vi's tragic himboing has me too sad to continue the joke. Plus, we started this video with the answer. Here's what I mean. If you had a Powder, and that Powder inexplicably became a Jinx, and you were a beautiful Dumbo with absolutely no idea how that transition happened, and no idea what Jinx actually is, how on earth are you supposed to prevent it from happening again? In Vi's head, every Powder now has the potential to become a Jinx, and Cait looks like the perfect Powder do-over, the perfect Powder replacement. But the second Cait begins to obviously break from the Powder mold in ways Vi can't ignore, the second she takes risks to reach her goal and feels competent enough to be dangerous, the second she becomes familiar enough with the Undercity to lead a strike team, the second it starts to dawn on Vi that Cait needs a partner and not a big sister, you get full-on, confused, terrified Vi begging Cait not to change.
I can't bring her back, but please, just... Everyone in my life has changed. Promise me you won't change.
Because when you don't know what the steps were between Powder and Jinx, any remotely non-Powder action looks like a step towards becoming Jinx. You want to know the most annoying part of this? I have waited 3 years for this freaking kiss. And they finally gave it to me, but it was the beginning of the end of their relationship. God, this show can go to hell. I have too many feelings. Vi only knows how to have one kind of relationship. And it's a relationship with a person who doesn't exist. Who never existed in the first place. And it's definitely not a relationship that works with Cait. Cait would never be able to fully be herself, full of her convictions and her flaws, without Vi seeing her progression as something unpredictable and monstrous. So now, for the first time ever on this show, we get to see what Vi is like when she doesn't have a Powder to orbit. What Vi is like when there is no one left to protect. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. And if you have any Vi Cait theories, especially relationship theories, especially happy ending relationship theories, I would love to hear them. Please. Yeah, and I think I'm probably going to make some more Arcane content, so stay tuned and subscribe if you're interested.